Now, this is a mistake that a lot of cats in the game make, and that's spending money on their lady for nice things simply because they have the money to do so. Let's talk about it. But first, wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Let's go.
But you want all this pimping you can't afford. Perform like a punk but wanna win his reward. Some suckers give you points but bitch you never scored. If you ain't paying pimping then bitch you getting ignored. Okay, I'm so sick of these.
Now, one thing all of us in the game, I'm pretty sure unanimously can agree on, is that spending money feels good. We all like spending money, especially when we spending money on things that we really like and that we really want. It feels good to spend money. But what a lot of us in the game don't know is that what feels even better than just simply spending money is spending money wisely. And a lot of cats in the game spend money unwisely. I've spent money unwisely. Some of the greatest legendary gentlemen to ever participate in the game have spent money unwisely. I'm pretty sure just about all of us have done it, right? But this is one common mistake that a lot of cats make. Simply because a chick has handed over a certain amount, right? And with that certain amount, you can afford to do certain things and spend certain monies on things for her sake. A lot of cats go ahead and immediately do that, and a lot of times before the appointed time to do so, right? Now, let's just talk about material things, right? A lot of cats would consider it bossing a chick up when she's made a certain amount of money, or she's been consistently making money over a certain amount of time, and whatever the case, she's made it to where you can afford to spend money on, let's say, a certain type of car, a luxury car, foreign car, or you might want to boss her dress code up, putting her in certain shoes and certain designer bags and things like that. The list goes on and on of how a lot of cats like bossing chicks up. They call it bossing chicks up, right? But see, how many pimps have had a situation where a chick tear you off some hunks and chunks, and then you take a portion of those hunks and chunks, put her in a foreign car, and she wrecks it, within less than 30 days. She either totals it or she damages it real badly, whatever the case, right? Or how many of y'all done put a chick in a condo or her own place, and within less than 30 days of her being at that place, the place is trashed. It might be a luxury condo, but she got it looking like an apartment in the projects, that somebody been staying in for years. Just messy and trashy everywhere. Just don't even look the way that it's supposed to look. Bras and panties everywhere, trash everywhere, pizza boxes and soda cans and chip bags everywhere. It just don't look right. Bathroom dirty, kitchen dirty, everything just ain't cool. See, this is a mistake that a lot of pimps make. You can appreciate certain things in your mind. To you, you thinking that, okay, if I give her this car, of course she's going to appreciate it. It's a nice car, right? That's your thinking. See, a lot of chicks are very simple, and they only like nice things, one, because they see other people with it, or two, because they see you with it, and they know that that's something that you're into as their folks, right? But just because you appreciate certain nice things doesn't mean this bitch will, right? And 9 times out of 10, she's not going to appreciate it the same way that you will. Therefore, she's not going to care for it the same way that you will. She's not going to, be careful and tend to it and keep up the maintenance and just take care of it the way that you would, right? And it's not to say that she'll never get to a point where she can appreciate things like that, but a lot of times cats do stuff like that prematurely, and it's unwise. So maybe a wiser thing to do would be to get a chick, just a car, nice car, but it don't have to be the nicest car, and see how she deals with that and appreciates that, right? And then also, let her go through the motions of getting the car herself, so that way she'll have a better sense of responsibility when it comes to that car. Now I know a lot of cats in the game be apprehensive about letting a chick put the car in her name and all the paperwork and all that type of stuff. But if she does these things and then when something goes wrong, she has to deal with the consequences of it as opposed to yourself, because how does that feel for you as the pimpin' if you buy this chick this brand new luxury car and then she totals it, and your insurance is affected by that. The car is registered in your name, you got the insurance on it, and now you got to deal with that, right? Your insurance is going to be through the roof, all that type of stuff, right? Now, if you get her a modest car and see how she takes care of that, and then if she totals that or messes that car up, or doesn't keep up with the maintenance and blows the engine or something crazy like that, like a lot of chicks do all the time, if the car is registered, like if she went to the DMV and had to register the car herself, then she had to go get the insurance put on the car. She got to deal with all that type of stuff. Whenever an oil change got to be made, she's supposed to be the one to go take it. Tire situation, brake situations, all that type of stuff. She's the one that has to go deal with all of that. If she has to deal with that, most likely she's going to develop a better appreciation for whatever it is that she has, right? So that way, when it comes time to get the nicer, newer luxury car that you've been wanting to get her, she'll be able to appreciate it better, right? But then some chicks they never come to that. Some chicks will run through 100 cars and trash all of them. And those types of chicks, maybe it's best if they just don't have a car. You know what I mean? Because pimping and dealt with them type of chicks too. I done seen cats, man, and it boggles my mind how they can just continue to do this over and over again. I done seen chicks, I done seen pimping get they lady a car, she wrecked that one. They get her another car, she wrecked that one. They get her another car, she wrecked that one. Maybe this chick don't need to be driving no car. They get a rental car for her when she go out of town, she wrecked that one. Just some people just aren't responsible enough to drive vehicles. And a lot of people undermine the responsibility of driving a vehicle, of getting behind the wheel and handling a vehicle. It's a big responsibility. We take it for granted all the time because we do it every day. We drive cars every day, and it's nothing. We go from point A to point B all the time like it's nothing. But it's a big responsibility when you just stop and think about it. And everybody is not fit for that responsibility. Even a lot of people who have their driver license shouldn't. A lot of people was horrible drivers. You dig? But beyond just cars and places to live, a lot of cats play the fool. They play the sucker, right? Because they be thinking to themselves that they doing some big old pimping if a chick hit a lick for them, right? And then he take a big chunk of that lick. A lot of cats, y'all be doing shit like taking more than half the lick and throwing it into the chick's body or throwing it into her teeth and all this old type of stuff. And then the chick gone. She blow right after you do all of that, right? You got to feel like a fool, right? because there's no return on that investment. It's gone. And, you know, I've seen cats make this type of mistake to the point where after they dump all this money into this chick's body from this lick that she just hit, the majority of the lick is going towards her body. And the chick blow. Now he's sitting there broke, can't pay his bills, can't pay his car and insurance, can't pay for his hotel or motel room, can't pay his rent, whatever his situation is, he just can't pay. You know, his name need to be can't pay for it to pee. You dig? But he just can't pay for, you know, his responsibilities. He can't handle them because he done dumped all this money into this chick, right? A lot of these females, again, like I say all the time, have trick ray vision, and a lot of cats can't recognize that, right? And this is something that you got to pay attention to as well. You know, if you doing something for your lady in the game, is she appreciating this as a treat from her folks, or is she looking at it as, you know, a treat from a trick, right? Even though she calling you daddy and she handing it over to you all the time, things like that, you know, does she really see you as the pimping, or does she see you as a trick, right? That she just just so happen to be in a relationship with? Because a lot of these chicks ain't got no problem getting into a relationship with they regular, right? So you got to ask yourself, does she see you like that? Because a lot of these chicks see you like that. They just see you as they regular, right? So, of course, in that situation, man, pimping don't definitely want to play that role. You know what I mean? And you know, you just gotta do your due diligence to dig off into this chick's mind and see where her mind is and see where her heart is when it comes to you in this game, and determine whether or not she deserves certain things. It's not to say that a pimp can't, you know, put a chick in a nice place, or put her in a nice vehicle, or put nice clothes on her body, or get her body done and things like that. But, you know, a lot of times when there's not a process to earn these things, you know, chicks don't really appreciate it, right? So if you are going to do these things, make sure that she does more than just earn the money to earn the gift, because just because she earned the money doesn't mean she earned the gift, right? And, you know, make sure that she is mature enough to appreciate the gift, whatever it is that you plan on blessing her with, right? Because, you know, I've never, fortunately, I've never been in that kind of situation where, you know, I done, a chick done hit a lick and gave me the lick, and then I spent the majority of the lick on her, and then she run off. I ain't never dealt with nothing like that, right? But I'm pretty sure you got to feel a damn fool. You know, you can say what you want. You can try to pop it and make it seem like some pimp shit and all that type of stuff, but you have to feel like a fool, right? Especially like if you got this chick's body done, you put her in this car and all this stuff, and then she go run off and she paying the hell out the next man with the things that you done put on her, right? Because you didn't put enough in her. And I'm talking about game in her, right? I'm talking about pimping in her, you know? So yeah, man, the bottom line, if you're gonna bless a chick with them type of things, make sure that she earns it. And when I say that she earns it, I'm talking about more than just monetarily, you dig? Let that marinate on your mind one time, freezes it. Go ahead, put some of this good old love in your body like so. And of course, as always, long live the incomparable Sinful to P. We out. Dig this.
Yeah.
I been stroking relentless to get waves like this. I spoke into existence for her to pay like this. In the trenches on a day like this, traffic consistent, and so I have to insist that she relay my chips. It's a trap with her name on it and my game on it. Any forces coming against this game, shame on it. Standing on my pimpin' from day one and remain on it. It carried me through every terrain and I gained on it. Experience joy and pain on it, sustained on it.
But getting back to this game that I never left.
Baby, yeah,